Philippine eagle, Philippine freshwater crocodile, tamarau, Walden's hornbill, and Visayan waterpig are some of the critically endangered species here in the Philippines according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature or IUCN. But biodiversity is not all about species and animals, but also it is composed of plants, fungi, and even microorganisms like bacteria that make up a natural world is what we call biodiversity.
Biodiversity sustains human livelihoods, from solution to climate change, food, health, and cultural and economic value. People depend on biodiversity in their daily lives in ways that are not always apparent and appreciated. Significant medical and pharmacological discoveries are made through greater understanding of the Earth's biodiversity.
Do you know that Brazil has the highest known number of species of mammals, freshwater fish, and trees for more than 50,000 species, making it the country with the greatest biodiversity in the entire world? It is where the Amazon rainforest is located.
Is it important to learn about biodiversity and how it can affect people? Yes, biodiversity is extremely significant, and many people believe it to have intrinsic value, which states that every species has a worth and a right to live whether or not humans are aware of that value. The survival of mankind and people depend on biodiversity.
So there are prominent and recurrent issues regarding biodiversity, such as climate change, habitat fragmentation, overexploitation and unsustainable use, and increased pollution, which in fact happens because of us humans. Human activities such as land use, change where we replace trees with buildings and infrastructures, which leads to loss of diversity.
Protecting and preserving biodiversity requires the means of limiting the recurrent issues emerging from different activities of mankind. Resource exploitation, one of many causes of a decline in biodiversity, can be prevented by limiting the harvest of natural resources. This includes fish, trees, and etc., which result in sustainable living without damaging the ecosystem through overexploitation. Furthermore, one of the most dominant causes of the decline in biodiversity is climate change, which can be prevented by burning fewer fossil fuels and switching to renewable energy sources, conserving energy at home and switching to electronic vehicles, and reducing waste.
Whether we let biodiversity thrive on its own with minimal interventions from us humans or use technology to strengthen it, the most important thing that we should do is to protect it from utmost extinction in the future. Biodiversity has been continuously facing a number of threats such as habitat loss, pollution, overexploitation, invasive species, and climate change as a result of our exploitation and misuse of technology. However, technology can still be of help by utilizing it in a way that would help conserve biodiversity. According to International Telecommunication Union under the United Nations, there are 5 ways that we can protect biodiversity through the use of high-tech maps, cameras, and tracking systems, which are first, by predicting where species are moving in response to climate change. Second is by providing a clear picture of where species are at the greatest risk of extinction. Third is by mapping the ecosystems that we cannot afford to lose. Fourth is by capturing the beauty and fragility of biodiversity. And lastly, protecting the lands that wildlife needs to survive.
In conclusion, all individuals, including you who are watching this video, should not abuse the beauty of nature. But instead, we should take care of it and protect it at all costs. And I believe the protection of biodiversity starts with you. With great discipline and care to our nature, we will have a great future ahead. As the saying goes by Sachin Tendulkar, every action to preserve our biodiversity for our future generation counts.